Hello, this is Linda, and we're about to discuss newly diagnosed top tips to navigating your first family or social outing. Welcome to my porch in beautiful Vancouver, BC, where I am broadcasting this live from. Just trying to get a hold of my laptop here. And I have my friendly squirrel with me here today, so you might hear him crawling up and down the lattice because he doesn't seem to want to be calm right now. Anyway, glad to be here, and we want to say thanks to Char Canada for generously sponsoring this day. So let's jump into the topic of newly diagnosed top tips to navigating your first family or social outing. Yes, it is a beautiful day today. My feet are in the sun and the rest of my body's in the shade so that you don't get too much sun on the camera. So, when going to visit your family or friend's house for a meal, you need to remember that many people still do not yet grasp the seriousness of celiac disease and gluten disorders, where even a crumb of gluten can send the diagnosed person into severe gastrointestinal distress or a host of other symptoms. You also have to remember that if the person does not get real symptoms on ingestion, this can be more of a challenge as the family and friends do not see the results of the lack of care in food preparation when one gets sick. Many people first understand celiac disease and other gluten intolerance disorders when they meet someone who is diagnosed. How do you handle these situations? So first of all, explain. Explain what is going on. But I highly recommend using the KISS principle. Celiac disease is a medical condition that affects my body and especially my intestines. I am not able to consume any wheat, barley, or rye or their derivatives in my food. If even a crumb of these grains gets into my food, I will get sick. You need to be specific and straightforward and succinct. If you ramble on, you will lose people and the message will get lost. So that's pretty well what I say to people, and I've pretty well said that for the last 20 of the 36 years that I've been diagnosed with celiac disease. If anyone has any questions, I forgot to say this in my last video, but if anyone has any questions, feel free to send them along and I'm going to answer them at the end of the session. Second, educate yourself. You know what products are gluten-free and how to read labels. So when visiting and someone asks questions, you are able to figure out if you could eat a certain product or not. The Pocket Dictionary of Ingredients from the CCA comes in handy for new people in this situation. I cannot stress enough how useful the Pocket Dictionary is, just to have it in your purse or in your coat pocket. It is great grocery shopping, but for me, it has come in the most useful when at my parents' house, because I gave one to my mom, at my parents' house, having her look up ingredients instead of phoning me when my mom wants to have me over for dinner and asking me, oh, can I eat this? Can I eat that? Second, not second, this is the third item, have a backup plan. Whether if this is bringing your own food, if a barbecue, wrap the food in foil, or having some kind or some other bars in your purse, jacket, always be prepared. You never know when you are going to possibly be in a situation where others are eating and you will just not have anything to eat. You can then pull out the bar. And a situation that I asked the Vancouver Facebook group for their suggestions, and one gentleman suggested that for family, he likes to give them a care package. So he said, if you're new to celiac disease and have decided, actually, you can do this whether you're new to celiac disease or not, and have decided on some products that you like, create a care package for your family. Give them your favorite cake, baking and cooking mix, plus some pans to use marked with your name and gluten-free to show that you are on their side and also to show what products you like them to purchase, the equipment to use, and what you like to be served. So I thought that was a wonderful idea. And then that takes the query out of, what I want to make you some cookies, what do I buy? And it provides them with a cookie sheet for them to use, so you're not worried about crumbs on their cookie sheet getting entwangled with your gluten-free cookie mix. For social occasions, offer to contribute a gluten-free dish. Now, I think most of us have been in that situation, but some tips on that is to bring your own spoon and to label the spoon gluten-free along with the sign that the dish is gluten-free and what ingredients are in that dish so that others see that how important it is to you that others know what is in the dish. So others with allergies, whether it be milk or seafood, will also be aware of their and that you're also aware of their allergens. Keep some of the dish contents aside for yourself in case the spoon goes wandering. Ask the hostess or host if you can go through the buffet or potluck, if being served that way, first and get your plate of food before all the spoons and forks start being commingled. So that's, especially for when it's a serve yourself type situation. When it is a sit-down dinner, I often ask the host or hostess what they're going to be serving, and if it's something that can't be made gluten-free, I try to make at home something that looks familiar, or no, sorry, wrong words. I try to make at home something that looks similar and bring it myself and tell them that I'm bringing it so that they can then plate it. So if they're having, chicken cutlets, I'll bring a chicken breast, and they can then plate it themselves with vegetables and potatoes that I bring, and it gets served out of the kitchen, so I'm not there eating out of Tupperware while everyone else has a plate of food. Lastly, have patience and be flexible. Your family or friends are learning also. They care for you and want you not to get sick. Try to be as accommodating as possible, such as offering to bring your own food or bringing matching food that can be served to you. So, those are my top tips for navigating your first family or social outing. So 1 is to explain using the KISS principle. 2 is to educate yourself. 3 is to have a backup plan. 4, for family or your good friends, bring them a care package of the gluten-free goodies that you like and you regularly like to be served. And that actually could include pasta too. What number was I on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For social occasions, contributing a gluten-free dish, offering to contribute a gluten-free dish. And if it's a potluck, try to get your food first. And if it's a sit-down dinner, offer to bring your own food that looks similar to what the host or hostess is serving. And then lastly, to have patience and be flexible. It is the host and hostess that is putting on the event or the family, and while celiac disease and gluten intolerance is very, very important to you, just sometimes eat beforehand or carry your backup plan in your pocket. And if things aren't going well, I just enjoy the company that I'm with and eat something, either go outside the house and eat something or eat something on the ride home. So, those are my top tips to navigating your first family or social outing. Does anyone have any questions? Nope, it looks not right now. Well, I'm really glad you joined us for this evening's talk, and I'm going to, oh, hi, Elizabeth. Yes, it's very important not to make sure that you feel that you're high maintenance and are stressing out when you are not, let's try that again. You've got to make sure you feel like you're not high maintenance and stressing out when you are eating out in a family and friends home. So, in closing, because I forgot to do this in the last session, if you enjoyed this session, please consider making a donation to the Canadian Celiac Association. The CCA is a voice for the celiac community across Canada. As a national charity, they coordinate events like these to bring accurate information, support to those with celiac disease and gluten intolerance, and invest in research for treatments and cures. You can make a donation by visiting www.celiac.ca. Speaking of the website, you'll find a host of information and resources for you and your healthcare professional at www.celiac.ca. And in closing, I'd like to thank SCAR Canada for generously sponsoring this day. Have a good evening, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.